Good morning, my beautiful people. Happy Monday. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all about how to cut, tips to cut, how I track with that, and all of that fun stuff because I get questions on it all the time. We all know I went through a bodybuilding show. I opened up about my reverse diet, and I'm not where I want to be. However, I finally am in a spot where I think I can cut again. I've been cutting for the last week. It has been going well. Going along with my cut, I am eating in a 500 calorie deficit right now. So it is a pretty significant deficit, but it's nothing too crazy. I would never go below 500 outside of like the reasoning of prep. And then I'm also making sure to hit at least 10,000 steps a day. I am also following my coach's program that she has made for me for powerlifting because I am powerlifting. I have a meet on October 21st. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how I go about cutting, how I make it enjoyable because quite honestly, like, yeah, cutting sucks, especially if you're somebody who loves food like me. But I'm going to show you how I go about it and how I stay on track. Some tips that you can use to stay on track, the tips that I give my clients when they're following a macro plan. So for me, all I'm tracking right now is calories and protein. I'm keeping an eye on my carbs, I'm keeping an eye on my fats. Calories is the overall number that you really need to be paying attention to because at the end of the day, when it comes to cutting, it is calorie in versus calories out. You should be expending more energy than you are consuming, meaning you're eating less than what you're burning throughout the day. That includes any activity, not just working out. For example, to burn more calories throughout the day, or to increase your TDEE by a little bit, you can do things like parking at the back of a parking lot and walking to your destination. Or you could also pace while being on the phone, or pace while scrolling on TikTok if you dedicate time to that, or Instagram, whatever. There's a bunch of different ways that you can increase your TDEE. Even in between like sets at the gym, instead of sitting down, you could walk and pace around. I see lots of people do that. I do that myself as well. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but the reason why we're currently in the car is because I love going to Starbucks. Caitlin, yet again, love you to death. My roommate was so kind and sent over a like just gratitude Starbucks gift card to both my roommate and I. So I am going to be doing my Starbucks order, which is a fall order. So fun. So the order that I get is one venti cold brew, and I got this from Becca Barista. I just made it as a venti. One Starbucks cold brew, 2 packets of stevia, a light splash of half and half, 1 pump of pumpkin sauce, and 1 pump of cinnamon dolce syrup. I will put the Macro Barista's Instagram over here so y'all can see, but that's where I get my stuff. I'm going to put on Muscadine Bloodline. Woohoo! I guess that's what we're gonna be listening to this fine morning. No, I really don't want to. I was down in the dumps last night, I'm gonna be so honest. So I put on my Heading West playlist, which is like very like slow vibes, and I was like, that's what I was feeling last night in my walk. But now, I'm feeling good. Today's gonna be a good day. It's Labor Day, woohoo! I'm gonna be working today, but I'm working, lifting, having a normal day. Okay, I'll see y'all when I get my drink. Good morning. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. You as well. Ooh, she looks pretty this morning. Oh, yeah, buddy. Look at that. Ooh, I'm totally getting started right now. I hate that. Was like an older lady too. Usually I don't care about that stuff, but yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm surprised y'all haven't gone flying yet. See y'all when I eat. Yeah, buddy. Broken. Broken. Hello. So, I'm about to go to the gym, had a full lunch day. for my powerlifting program. It's gonna be a good day. I'm drinking some Endo Pump. I don't drink pre-workout because I already have coffee, and I try not to drink too much caffeine outside of that. The only other time I'd really drink coffee or anything is when I drink in Focus, which you might see me drink later today depending on what I end up doing. Today is indeed Labor Day. I'm kind of debating on going for like an independent hike and just going by myself because there's a really pretty place around here, so we'll see. But I will talk to you guys after the gym, since this is a what I eat today, not a lifting video. I'm not gonna be bringing y'all to the gym, but I think I am going to the grocery store after. I'm gonna run to Ollie. Yeah, that's the plan. Alrighty, okay, so hello, we are back from the gym. It is now 12:15 in the afternoon. So what I've been doing has been listening to the new Nick Mayer podcast with Chad Wright. If you have not listened to that, I listened to Chad Wright. Oh, I should probably let my dog out. Hi, Broken. If you have not listened to Chad Wright in Nick Mayer's previous podcast with him, you are seriously missing out. It literally, like, that podcast and the one with Steve Weatherford literally changed my life. So the fact that Chad is back on the new and revamped Nick Mayer podcast, I am living for it. I'm screaming. I love it. I am so excited. So I just wanted to come on here and do oh my goodness, do a quick little kind of like restock haul. And I think I might be going over to my friend Grace's house, but I'm gonna make sure I have like all of my food packed, prepped, ready to go. If I end up doing that, I'll just be doing my work at her house then. So for a quick little haul from Aldi, I got some lightly salted rice cakes. I eat my rice cakes every single morning. I have that meal every single day. And then I got a different granola this time. This time I got granola protein, oats and dark chocolate. Usually I get a different brand, but I want to try this one out. And then we got some more cherry tomatoes for my sweet potato bowl. Some more sweet potatoes for my sweet potato bowl. I got some plain Greek yogurt because before I got vanilla Greek yogurt, and I like mixing plain Greek yogurt in my bowls once again. I got some turkey breast, deli meat, ground turkey, and some more coffee. That is all that I got. I don't really have too much here already. I already have fruit spread. This is what I'm gonna be using for what I'm about to eat. I have lots of like fruits and veggies that I want to use up. I'm about to make my lunch right now, actually. But yeah, as of right now, I have apples that I need to eat. I have carrots that I need to eat, berries. Wow, grapes that I need to eat. I'll be putting these into my macros as well. What I've been having for lunch recently, I have been doing egg whites with sourdough. So I do egg whites with oven roasted turkey breast mixed in it, and then I have one piece of sourdough bread on the side, and I put my fruit spread on it. Since the sourdough is too big for the toaster, you have to flip it sideways, like so. Not like that though. I use a scale to measure everything. So when I'm doing my egg whites, I put it on my scale and I zero it out. I want 186 grams worth of egg whites. So what I want the scale to say is negative 186. That's 4 servings. So I just take that, pour it on. I've gotten good at kind of just like eyeballing. I put it back on. We're at a negative 133. That means we need a little bit more. 184, close enough. Close it up. Same thing with my turkey breast. Now I put that entire container on, zero it out. I want negative 56, so that, obviously this is like less than 56, so now we're at negative 35. I just break it up, throw it on there, and then I do quick math. Boom. Now we flip the toast. And then I take the everything bagel seasoning, put some on there. I love the way that it tastes. Maybe a little bit of garlic salt. I kind of just do whatever. My seasonings, I'm being completely honest. We're done with that. We'll make sure that my bread is toasted up, and then we'll put away everything. I usually put everything away as I'm going about it. I shouldn't have put my scale away because I actually need that again. Don't judge me for this. Just for the simplicity of things, I put everything on the scale and I zero it out. Now I want negative 20 from this. I'm using a fork because less dishes. It's negative 18, 19. Then put it away. It's just easier to do it that way because then you don't have like the excess from like, you're accounting for everything. So even if you had like excess like material, I guess, on your utensil, like my fork for example, like you're still accounting for that technically. So quite honestly, like that has been the biggest game changer has just been like putting it on the scale first and zeroing it out. I started that off with peanut butter, and a lot of people do it with peanut butter, but I do it for my yogurt. I do it for obviously like my egg whites now. Like it's just much easier that way. So then I can also go like, because I accounted for that. Now she's cooking, and this is 0 calorie, so I'm not going to be accounting for this. Bada bing, bada boom. That is my second meal of the day. It is high protein, has some carbs in there to help replenish my ATP storages, so I keep my energy up. I'm gonna show y'all how I am going to vlog this. So I go to my home screen on MyFitnessPal. So this is my screen. I go to my diary. I already logged everything that I had for breakfast today. Now for lunch, usually I have everything like already pre-planned out, which I do in this case. So I have 591 calories that are left over for the day because I have not logged this meal yet, and I also have not logged my other like snacks throughout the day. So what I have logged though is my dinner, because my dinner never changes. However, I do have to change the snacks a little bit because I got a brand new granola. So we're gonna delete that, figure out this new granola. So I'm gonna search up protein granola. Beautiful. Okay, macros, making sure that it's all the same. Perfect. Okay, so serving size is 1 cup or half a cup. I want to do half of that, so 0.25 of a cup. I'll be having about 27 grams of this when I log it later. So now that's already accurate in there. Since we did that, we're now gonna log this meal that I just did, right? So we're going to go up to lunch, click add food, and since I've already had this meal plenty before, it's already gonna be pre-logged in there. So we're gonna scroll until we find egg whites and oven roasted turkey breast, which are already here. You can see right there. I also had sourdough bread, clicking that, and then I also had fruit spread, and we're gonna click that. Now that that's logged, I have 322 calories remaining for the day to be filled with snacks. And to check my macros, I'm gonna click where it's already on my macros screen right here. But for the day so far, for everything that's logged, I have 148 grams of carb, 40 grams of fat, 144 grams of protein. So I've already hit my protein goal, and I try not to go too high. So I try not to go above 150, like 155 protein. So that's when I can fill it with my fillers, such as like my apples, my carrots, my grapes, all of that extra stuff. Sometimes I'll even have a BPN Field Bar. I love having Field Bars. However, since I have Whole Foods first, that's what I'm gonna eat. And although Field Bars are made with whole ingredients and they're minimally processed, I still want to eat the Whole Foods before they go bad. That is a big chunk of how I track. Now with the rest of my video, I'm gonna be chatting with you guys about tips and tricks for what I do during the cut. Ain't no way.
Then Kaylee, me. And then he got to let Lori out. And then he comes back, he was like immediately called Into the Dark. Kind of weird. It was like, I don't know. And I was like flipping over and then I got him again.
We are back in the kitchen. It is 2:30. And I just wanted to come on here to tell y'all about my little game plan. So I was initially gonna go to my friends to work. So I brought, I packed up 200 grams of apples and 200 grams of fruit, 200 grams of red grapes in here. And there she all is. I just wanna take a piece right now. But that's all packed up, ready to go. But I brought up that point. I brought up that point because I have to prep some more food because I'm still going to my friends, but it's gonna be later. So my big thing, and also a very common quote, is fail to plan, then plan to fail. I think it's what it's called. If you fail to plan, prepare to fail is what the saying is. So what I'm doing is I am cutting up my sweet potatoes right now, getting them in the air fryer, and prepping my dinner to bring with me to my friend's house so I can have my own food to eat and still stay on track with my goals. We already tracked it in MyFitnessPal, but we can have a little screen recording or screenshot of it right here. I'm currently prepping my food right now. I have this in one bowl. I have my food, my sweet potatoes and ground turkey in another container because this one is going to be heated up. I currently have spring mix, salsa, tomatoes, plain Greek yogurt, a little avocado cup. That is all gonna be going in this bowl, and then I'm gonna mix them together when I'm ready to eat them around 5 o'clock, and it's currently 3:20 right now. Oh, that totally is not ideal. I just slammed my freaking whatever it's called. I say ow when things don't even hurt, so. Key lime pie, pumpkin spice, let's use. Cinnamon roll, what flavor should I do? Liz, I literally love you guys. I
gotta find an outfit for dinner Friday night.
This flavor just, ooh. My final meal of the day, I have like the same 3 meals every single day. This last one is Greek yogurt. I've started using Oiko's 000 vanilla instead of just plain. I use plain for my like sweet potato bowls and stuff, or like any other bowl. But for my yogurt bowls, I just stick with this, and then I always use BPN whey protein. I have like a million flavors, but I decided on key lime pie tonight, and then I top it off with some granola. And this is the new granola that I showed y'all earlier today. We'll give it a try and a little gill.
When I hold up my ice cream. This is ice cream, there's no nutritional facts, but it's so yummy.
Zero that baby out with 170 grams. And then I do 25 grams of whey protein, whatever flavor it is. Today's key lime. And then lastly, we're doing 25 grams of this new granola. Before I forget, I almost forgot to take my vitamins. So I have a little vitamin container from Prep still. In this, I have my omega-3s like this. They're strong omega from BPN. And I also have strong joints from BPN, strong multivitamin from BPN, serving size is 4 capsules. And then I have 2 vitamin D3 pills. I don't remember how big they are, but there's 2 of them. And then also 2 magnesium. They're chewable. Once again, still from Prep. And then also, lastly, I have Peak Sleep. We had a dog get a hold of the container, which is why it's all busted, but I'm starting to get back onto this to help my sleep scores and whatnot. So, supplements that I would take typically in the morning, but we're taking, well, this one obviously at night, but. The one, you know, I don't even remember what it's called, but it goes, this is a cow farm. There's gotta be cows outside. What? No, you ever seen that? There's like, or like, I can't remember it's not backyard again. There's a cow farm. There's gotta be cows outside.
Is it long?
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the most important part of this video, which is my quick tips on how to cut and stay successful during cut. This is coming from a coach. These are the tips and tricks that I also use and tell my clients as well. I have them all written down on my phone. I literally have 10 tips that I'm going to be discussing very quick. Since this video is already edited, it's already very long. We're going to be going rapid fire through this stuff. Tip number 1 is finding low calorie, high volume foods. Some foods that can include this is using cauliflower rice instead of regular rice. You can use potatoes, maybe use some lettuce or greens to add more volume to your meals. Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt is a great way to increase the volume of your meals, your food, your snacks, whatever. Berries, watermelon. You can also use leaner meats. So for example, instead of using like ground beef that's higher in fat, you can use a leaner ground turkey. You can also use chicken, so that'll also keep your fats down, since fats macro wise are double the calories of protein and carb. Tip number 2 is eating a high protein breakfast, and also if you can delay your breakfast a little bit more if fasting works for you. It doesn't work for everybody. I kind of like float around. Some days I'll delay it, some days I won't. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Eat a higher protein breakfast because protein is the most satiating macronutrient, meaning it's the most it takes the most energy to digest. It's going to make you feel fuller for longer, and also fiber can help with suppressing your appetite as well, yet again giving you that fuller feeling. Number 3, kind of going along with number 2, is meal timing. So planning out strategically throughout the day when you're going to eat. This is also going to help regulate your hunger hormones and give your hormones a signal, and give your body a signal of being like, hey, it's time to eat, if you eat at the same time every day. So for example, I usually eat between 7:30 to 8 a.m., noon to 1 p.m., 2:30 to 3 p.m., 5 to 6, and then like 7 to 8, and then those are my meal times that I set roughly every single day. Tip number 4 is incorporating foods that you love, meaning not restricting. Alrighty, we don't want to do that on a cut because then you're probably gonna fail. If I'm craving something, I always pre-track them into MyFitnessPal, and then I adjust the rest of my day around them. For me, I eat the same thing like every single day, and I don't really eat a whole bunch of sweets, but say I want an Oreo, you bet I'm gonna be tracking an Oreo in there, and then if I need to like increase or decrease certain parts of my meals in order to fit those in, then I'm gonna do that. Number 5 is the weekly total of your calories is more important rather than just the individual daily breakdown. Meaning, if I were eating, let's say 2,000 calories per day, that's gonna equal 14,000 calories for the week. Now, say I'm somebody who enjoys going out on the weekends, or like using food as kind of like a social gathering type thing, right? If you're into that, you can decrease your calories throughout the week and increase your calories on Saturday, Sunday, for example, as long as your calories still equate to 14,000 calories. I've done this approach plenty of times myself. I also have clients who do that approach as well, and they found plenty of success in that. Another tip is to go for walks after your meals. These walks do not have to be forever. They can be very short. Even 5 minutes. I usually like to go for a walk and then walk around the little block, so making sure I can hit my daily step goal to go along with that. Tip number 7 is to keep a separate area for eating, meaning that you are not eating in the office and you're eating strictly at your table or your bar stool. Wherever you eat, stay eating there so you don't have the tendency or need to feel like you need a snack. Number 8 is, to go along with that point, is to focus solely on eating. So you're not watching YouTube or Netflix while you're eating, or you're not walking around and just like aimlessly like picking through a bag, right? You want to remain present while you're eating, and so you can be mindful. Number 4 is to increase your total daily energy expenditure, which is your TDEE, which we chatted about earlier, meaning you park at the back of parking lot, you pace while you're on the phone, this, that, the other thing. Just basically certain things that you can do to incorporate more movement throughout your days rather than just staying completely sedentary and sitting at your desk all day. And number 10, we've chatted about this before, plan ahead or plan to fail. Bring your own foods with you, like I did in this video. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have access to a meal, and you don't wanna go hungry, because when you're hungry, you're more than likely not to make good nutritional decisions. So pack your own meal, remain prepared, so then you can stay on track with your goals. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that these tips helped you. If you're looking for any extra guidance or even just like a coach in the industry, definitely feel free to fill out my coaching application below. Otherwise, you can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok, where I provide more tips to all of y'all. If you have any video requests, make sure to comment them down below. I would love, love, love to help y'all out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.